Kamil Jablonski said that East versus West is protecting their star arm wrestlers like Devon Larratt and Vitaly Laletin by not letting Kamil arm wrestle them. They don't want to see them lose or get down in the rankings. Before we discuss the details of that statement, let's take a look at what Kamil said about his possibilities against Levan Saginashvili.
Maybe he is different. Same like people keep comparing me and say, what is the point to put Kamil versus Levan when it will happen same what happened to Jerry with Levan? And guys, please understand one thing. Jerry every round go deep to Levan and he want to supinate him and then Levan just beat him like this. This is most stupid thing to do. I do always flop press, so I grab, lower this and I go flop straight. This is completely different game. You can't compare zero to the me to Jerry fight, zero. But one day maybe you will learn something about arm wrestling and you will see the difference.
Although I don't think Kamil has a chance against Levan, but I do agree with what he's saying. In fact, when I was watching the Jerry versus Levan match, I was so confused why Jerry didn't try the flop press even once. He kept on going for his tricep press. Just to make things clear, for reference, this is Jerry's flop press attempt and this is Jerry's tricep press attempt. So when I saw in the first round that Jerry went for a tricep press, I was like, okay, it was his strategy, it didn't work. He will try something else next time. But no, he kept on doing the same thing over and over again. And Kamil is not going to do that. Kamil is faster than Jerry. He's stronger than Jerry in almost every possible way. Is that enough to challenge Levan and put him on his brachioradialis in the defensive position? I don't think so. But the guy who will be on his brachioradialis and who won't be able to get out of that is Georgy Svetkov. Yes, Georgy did really well against Jerry. He won a couple of rounds against Jerry. But Kamil Jablonski is on a completely different level. And Georgy himself admits that Kamil stylistically is a very bad matchup for him because Georgy doesn't have enough side pressure to keep Kamil out of his lane. And that's why he may get stuck in that defensive top roll position and Kamil wants you to be in that position. So Georgy is mostly focusing on table practice. He's going to train his hook probably for the first time in his career, and he did tell Kamil that he will hook him. Kamil believes that there is not even 1% chance that Georgy can initiate the hook on him unless Kamil himself wants to go there. But he won't go there because even in a hook, there is a lot of pronation. And there is no way Kamil can challenge Georgy's pronation. So he will do everything to stay out of that hook. That's why he refused Georgy's 15 or 50,000 euros offer to start a match in a deep hook.
And I'll be so happy.
Let's go in hook. If you think that you have good biceps pronation,
But
let's go
Georgy-
in clean hook.
Georgie,
And
you know what is funny?
don't press, don't use your body, and let's go in clean hook.
Georgie,
Do you
know
want?
what is funny?
I bet 50,000 euro, me and you in hook position. Okay?
But regardless, Georgy is already at Sasho's place and he's going to train his hook with Sasho and with Krasi, two of the best hookers in their respective weight categories in the world. And he will be doing that for the next 10 days, hook only training. Kamil knows that he's fast enough to get into an offensive position to bring Georgy to the defensive side, but he also respects Georgy's back pressure and his hand, which is probably one of the best hands in the world and one of the best back pressures in the world. So he's also a little bit worried that he may get separated too far away from his body where he cannot properly access his flop press. And he genuinely, honestly doesn't think that he can hold Georgy the way Jerry Cadret did with a flop press on his bicep in the defensive position. If the match gets there, Kamil thinks he's going to lose, but he also thinks that the match will never go there. Both Kamil and Georgy complained about the ranking system at East versus West. Their concerns were mostly from the past, not anything recent. So they gave some examples how Kamil won 4-2 against Vitaly, and despite that, he was not put at number 3 in the world behind Vitali despite it being a very close match. But then when Alex Kurdecha lost 4-2 to Artem Morozov, he was put right behind Morozov at number 2 ranking in the world. Georgi mentioned the same thing. When he lost to the, at that time, East versus West champion Jerry with a score of 3-2, he was put on number 8 position, while Kurdecha was put on number 2 just based off one loss against Artem Morozov. And Kamil was saying that Kurdecha is ranked higher than Kamil on the left arm, and he has denied him a super match opportunity 3 times in a row for no reason whatsoever. He just likes to sit higher in the rankings and refuse matches, and East versus West didn't do anything about it. So that was also a genuine frustration. They also discussed Michael Todd's arm wrestling style, his King's move. Georgi obviously believes that whatever Michael Todd is doing is not arm wrestling, it is a bone lock. Then they started talking about kind of banning the King's move, imagining the world where there is no King's move, only pure traditional top roll style arm wrestling. And Coach Ray had to put the brakes on it by saying, what if we ban Kamil's flop press? What if we ban Georgi's hand control? If it is within the rules, then they shouldn't have a problem with that. Kamil said if Jerry can get a match against Levan, why can't he get a match? And he has every right to be upset, because if Michael would have gotten the chance against Levan if he beat Kamil, then why didn't Kamil get that chance? He's also aware that the league may not be giving him that match because it may not sell as many pay-per-views. Kamil's name maybe is not that big enough yet, and that's why he's working on it. So he's fully self-aware. And when Kamil was talking about things during that Devon Larratt controversy with Engin Terzi, when people wanted Devon to be banned from the league or stopped from doing what he's doing, it sounded like Kamil is not a smart guy. But other than that particular interaction, whenever you listen to Kamil, he's a super smart individual. So I guess now when I think about it, Kamil couldn't talk about that subject properly because it seemed like he was speaking on Engin Terzi's or someone else's behalf. Those thoughts, those ideas were not his own. That's why he wasn't sounding so smart at that time. Kamil's future goal is to get a match against Levan Saginashvili to become the #1 arm wrestler in the world. But meanwhile, he wants to beat Devon Larratt on both arms. He believes he has a shot on the right arm too, not just the left arm. And he laughs at people who think that Devon has now gotten so much stronger on the left that Kamil has no chance against him. Devon also got higher in the rankings than Kamil on the left arm, and he doesn't give Kamil his opportunity to get higher in the rankings. In fact, nobody is giving him that opportunity except for that one Vitali Laletin match that he got 2-3 years ago. And to be honest, he performed really well there. So his goal is to beat Devon on both arms, to beat Vitali Laletin on both arms, to beat Hermes Gasparini on his right arm, to beat Artem Morozov on both arms, and also have match against other top remaining super heavyweights like Georgi Swetkov himself. Georgi has revealed that he won't be arm wrestling on the left arm at the top level because he had many surgeries on his left and it is not at the same level. Right now he's weighing only 155 kilos for this upcoming match against Kamil. There was a time when he weighed over 200 kilos, but at this weight he feels much stronger and much more fluid at the table, and he has much more endurance, an actual usable endurance on the arm wrestling table, which Kamil is going to see a few days from now. Georgi continued his love for Vitali Laletin by saying that he's seriously hoping that Alijan beats Vitali. Why, you may ask? Because Vitali is just a steroid abuser who's a tall volleyball player who won't even be a super heavyweight if he isn't on steroids, who has one of the worst wrists in the entire super heavyweight division, in the top 10. They talked about drugs and steroids in arm wrestling, and surprisingly, Kamil claims to be a natural arm wrestler despite being built like a door. Georgi thinks that if we introduce drug testing, technique would become much more important. You wouldn't be able to win matches just purely based on raw strength alone. Talking about raw strength, Larry Wheels posted this on his Instagram, checking to see if my arm wrestling strength is still there. And then he's doing preacher curl with about 95 pounds, which I guess is around 42-43 kilos. And he does about 4 or 5 reps with that. Not a super heavyweight, some motivational background music going on. Not enough to convince the fans that Larry is coming back to arm wrestling. Not saying that he's trying to convince the fans to believe that. Maybe he isn't. But Brandon Allen has commented that I can drive down there for some table time. And Brandon obviously is the guy who beat Larry in his second professional super match. Dmitry Silayev has also started posting some Instagram lifts, arm wrestling specific lifts. We haven't really seen him at the top level forever. Like, he was one of the big guys in Zloty. He was coming up, and then Zloty kind of ended after 2019, so we didn't get to see too much of him. And then Russia got banned from Worlds and stuff. Before that, I think, I may be wrong about this, he was caught somewhere in doping too. So we didn't really get to see the full potential of this athlete at the top level. We saw him win some matches against Vitaly too at the AMC tournament initially, but he has been more or less on and off at the top level of arm wrestling. If he gets in a good shape, I would like to see him against Corey West at East vs West. Why not? I think it can be a cool match. Evgeny Prudnik is also calling out Sergey Kalinichenko in many different languages. He wants a left arm match against Kalinichenko and he thinks he can win it. So far, I have not seen anything from Kalina that makes me believe he can beat Prudnik's left arm. Right arm is a completely different story. I think Kalinichenko would destroy Prudnik in this current shape. But left arm, it can still be a close match, but I would favor Prudnik over Kalina any day of the week. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I will see you again.